Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Promelo Kidade. Our partners, Buy Chocolate, MTN Momo, Airtel Uganda, DSTV Uganda. Once again, our mind tonight is on God's timing. I know this topic has been discussed several times, but I'd also like to discuss it in this version. I've always had people complaining when they get issues with others or with any other occurrence, and I've complained. Why me, Lord? Why me, God? Why me, God? Not knowing that God's timing is sometimes unquestionable. Now, God's timing is a fascinating topic. We all believe that God has a perfect plan for timing all occurrences, and that plan is different from ours. When we study God's timing, we look at the unlimited favor He gives us. This is through blessings and other things. Abundance. When we look at our general life, everybody has abundance in his own nature, and according to God's will or provision. Last time I told you about rich men, Bill Gates. I told you about Bill Gates. I told you about Elon Musk. I told you about Dangote and other rich men. They have abundance, but you also have your abundance, and your physical needs are met. So this is according to God's will and timing. Time comes when you live the life you have been in to a better one, or a more enhanced one. So all this is through God's timing. Then we have His spiritual nourishment, where we go to Him in times of need. Where we need God, we seek God, and we get Him. That's the spiritual nourishment. It also has a timing. Because in most cases, in Africa, we have a saying that if you get not, then next time you'll think of either wearing a shoe or wearing something. So it shows that the timing, you may get into a problem, but you never knew the problem, but now you have no need, so next time you will try to understand how you get out of that problem. So that's God's nourishment. We run to God in times of trouble. Then we have giving. God gives. It's better, it's just like provision. He gives whenever we ask, because He said in His word, seek, ask, knock, and He will do that. Whatever you ask, He will do it for you by Jesus' grace, because He said in His word. That's what God said. So, understanding this timeline helps us understand God's sovereignty, and by understanding His divine orchestration of events according to His sovereign will, we know that He will lead us, bless us, heal us, save us, and do His will for everyone. Despite the shortcomings, He still cares for us, and He knows He is our Father. The timing started from the creation stories in the Garden of Eden, where Adam was created, the first creatures, the earth, everything, the heavens, and all the planets. So he started this, and he knew the timing was that good, and he knew he had to save us from Adam and Eve. Later, the birth of Jesus, he knew the timing was that proper. Then the exodus of the Israelites, when they left Egypt, exactly for 430 years, we are told the Israelites were supposed to travel to Canaan in a distance of about 7 days, I think. But it took them 40 years. They say Canaan is a very small distance, a very short distance. From Egypt to Canaan is a very short distance. But the Israelites wandered all through the wilderness because of disobedience and God's timing. So during these years of wandering in the wilderness and the battles, everything, God was demonstrating his miraculous power and dignity. So that's another timing. Then through Jesus' ministry, life, death, resurrection, and birth first, God was fulfilling the prophecies and initiating a new covenant for mankind. Then we also learn through the scriptures in the Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 to 8, which reminds us of time for everything. That's the timing of God. It articulates that God knows the seasons for all activity, and all these activities are made in heaven, and that they are perfect. So that is another way of learning God's timing. So never ask again, why me, Lord? Why me, Lord? Why me, Lord? Because okay, we also learn about disasters. Disasters may occur by God's will for a purpose and a reason. And all God's timing is done for a purpose and reason. So don't blame God. Ask him to intervene in your life. Pray, fast, and do what all the church ministers tell you. Although it is difficult to understand God's timing, we know that faith and trust are what God wants from us. The timing is encouraged for gratitude, change, growth, stewardship, and above all, belief in one God whom made us and made heaven and earth. Thank you.